What's up, guys? Dark Side Spencer here. Um, that's it. That is the Purity Project. That was our... God, it's almost about the time where... Actually, let's go on, onto YouTube right now. There's my monitor capture. Where is it? Oh yeah, it's below my freaking... Sorry, I haven't done this in so long. I've literally practiced nothing on OBS ever since I've been gone. Alright, that's my OBS. I don't have a second screen right now, so... I've kind of just been playing, Battlefield 3 and all that stuff. All those good games. I've been coming, enjoying my summer. How's you guys' summer, by the way? I need to know because, my summer's been alright. Alright, so... I'm recording, right? Alright, yeah, good. There is music playing, but I don't know how much music is actually gonna... Alright, so we can officially say that this is the Purity Project. Can I just change the name? Yeah. It is not Vlogs TPP, even though the entire series it's been TPP, the Purity Project, but... This is probably my first full-blown series I've done that has been finished, completed. The story was told. Oh man, look at that, 409:17. I wonder if anyone caught the Omega plot twist. We'll get into that later. This is really just gonna be like a really long rambling video. This video has, sorry, people are blowing me up. They're like, Spencer, what is this? And I'm like, listen, you've got to watch this. I usually, how I market things is I send it out to my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. Damn it, they keep on fucking messaging me. Alright, we'll keep this right here. Somewhat, out in the area. Now we'll... Oh, dang. Also, I don't know if you guys have realized, but I am actually in a new format. It's because, one thing, the Purity Project, Spencer Simmons always had the 4:3 aspect ratio with the black bars on the side. And I kind of want to keep that, related, kind of, to the, no, I want to say that it's more... It's exclusive to the Purity Project. I don't want to use it. Alright, so we're about 3 or 4 months away from November, so we're getting there. What did I say? It's the 6th now. It's the 6th month now. That's like 5 months away, guys. Where the series first started, November 5th. I don't know if anyone else caught this. The alpha. The very first video actually starts off kind of like after, well, not really after, but before, pretty much just before I die, pretty much, but it still starts on the day I died, my character, like the real person, like the person that, that is Spencer Simmons in the story. The person it was based after died the 9th of April. And if you guys ever caught this, I'm also here kind of to clear up anything. The Suicide Note video, that was actually on the 8th of April. That was kind of just a callback, kind of, and like something to throw in there to kind of build character development. And then, if you think about it, he was, like, the character himself, you have to kind of guess which one or not, which person, or, like, the character or the real-life person who was suicidal. Because if you think about it, my Suicide Note, was it for the character or for the real-life person? That's where everything kind of gets a little confusing. But at the same time, that's one plot hole that everyone missed out on, and I kind of want it left off to imagination. But that's not what the sole purpose of this video was. The full purpose is to say that the Purity Project is over. we are done with the Purity Project. It has been so long since I've came out of character. There's been like 1 or 2 videos where I've came out of character. Some videos I didn't include in the Purity Project playlist because it wasn't a part of the story. But they still kind of were in my character, like me portraying the character still. That's one thing it's very hard to do with this series, the Purity Project, is coming out of character. Afterwards, it's kind of like in between scenes, me and Sean would be like, saying some stuff, as our characters, One thing I forgot to explain is, or actually, we're going to refilm that eventually, but I don't know if we'll ever refilm it, but here's a small explanation, just in case people are like, what happened to this, what happened to that. The video between me and Sean, the big shebang with my character finding out that Sean has been breaking into his house. I'm talking about the garage scene where I hold a gun up to Sean and I shoot at him and I miss. Hopefully this video, after everyone sees the Omega, and anyone who sees the Purity Project as a whole and ask what happened and why it doesn't make sense, of why there's like a gap, hopefully they'll come to this video and just hear me out and hear what the story was. There was a video there, but as a story arc, we actually deleted those 2 videos in order for Spencer not to go to jail. So pretty much he did it as a knee-jerk reaction, because YouTube, the educational system watches YouTube and all that stuff. My Xbox turned on out of fucking nowhere. So pretty much, the character literally just took it off the internet just so people, didn't, call the police or whatever. To explain that, the reason why we took it down was because one thing, the way we were going with the story, it wouldn't have fit. Like, the original scene was that Sean, and me and Sean are actually planning on doing this, a full podcast, explaining, all the ins and outs of the series and all that stuff, and how we achieved our characters, how we wrote the characters, and how the story and the structure of the series was even brought up, brought together. I don't know when that'll be, because I'm kind of doing stuff this week, but that's just me procrastinating. Anyways, basically the original scene was that I was going to take Sean captive, and you guys saw that. Some of the people that were watching it as it happened, like as the series was progressing, saw these videos, and they know what I'm talking about. The part where I basically I'd laugh and I'd take Sean hostage after us fighting. Basically, everyone knows this scene as us fighting, like me and him actually fighting. And I'm just gonna let you in on a little secret. Pretty much all the fighting scenes in the entire series was legitimately real. Most of the hits were real. Like, you could see that in the Omega, where my character and Sean are fighting to the death, pretty much. And you could see us both impact, each other on the arm. Sean actually hit me in the arm, and you see that. I don't know if it's heard that. Oh god, that voice crack. I don't know if it's heard that well, but in the original clip, it's loud. Like that, there's an impact. I'm on my hands and knees, pretty much on the ground, trying to recover, and he hits me with one hand. He goes bam, and it dead armed me. That's why we had to cut. We both got injured that scene, because we also had an extra about 30 seconds where Sean picks up his gun, tries to shoot me, and I basically get his little sword sheath fucking thing, whatever it is, his little sheather or whatever. Okay, what is it called? I don't even know anymore. It's too late. It's like 1 a.m. It's like his little carrier thing that he sticks his sword in. I picked up mine, actually, and I started beating him with it, trying to stay alive. And that part, like, we decided to take out because I don't know how people would have reacted to that. Like, because some of the hits look fake, but some of them were real, but they look fake. So we were like, all right, it comes to an end there, you know. We can't just have these, you know, weird parts in that look fake. Like, most of the hits were, like, legitimately real. Like, the part where my glasses fall off, that was actually a miss, but my glasses just slid off, but it looked real. And some of the parts just looked fake, you know, some of the hits. But we didn't have a lot of time to film the Omega. We kind of just wanted the series to be over with. You know, I only had a couple hours to spend with Sean to get the series done. He slept over. The next day we filmed the rest of the finale. As you guys already know, the plot twists that come in the second half of the video where Sean's explaining everything, such as the series was a book series, and there's a reason why it's a book series, and I don't ever think I'm gonna reveal that. What I mean by that, but there's a lot of things that the writers and the people that made this know. There's like certain things that allude to other things, and, you know, foreshadow to other things. We know, you know. So yeah, like, we know why we called it a book series. Early in the series, I think actually before the first episode, I released a video saying, you know, we're going to write a series together or whatever. And if I'm correct, that was the Purity Project, if I'm correct. That was actually the Purity Project. But then as the series went on, people started to, you know, take it as entertainment, you know, all that stuff. I kind of just stopped, you know, releasing things, you know, out of character, and kind of just kept to it so that people started to live in the universe, you know what I mean? Like, there's a universe that we created with this. And I just think now it's not... Everyone thinks that that it's broken now, that, you know, the walls have been breached, you know? But that's not the case. I think that the way we ended it was perfect. If you think about it, most people will think that it's a cheap ending. And that's what I kind of feared going into this. When me and Sean literally, you know, sat down and was like, this is the way we want to end it. You know, like, this is how we want to end it. And if you think about it, it's not a cliche ending. And that's what I really was scared about. That people can be like... And obviously a lot of people, the first impression will be, it's a cliche ending. It's not. If you think about it, it's not. There's a lot of things that are... that you can kind of just assume, you know? Like... This is one thing that I don't think anyone caught on, which hopefully you did. Hopefully you, the audience, did. The part where, in the after credits of the Omega, hopefully everyone caught on to this, that basically the series, the entire Purity Project, everything but the ending of the Omega, with Sean waking up and all that stuff, everything past that, or before that, was a vision. Like, it wasn't real. And basically what happened was Sean wrote it down as it went on, as he kept on having visions, which we didn't show him having multiple visions. We only showed one, because I felt like that was all we needed to establish that. And then Sean later on would be like, yeah, I had multiple, you know, visions. And he says that the visions, you know, bada bing, bada boom, you know, he wrote the series out as the visions started to become more realistic, you know, and that's why, and people think, and this is one thing that I want to clear up too, the whole Purity Project was a series, like a book series, but at the same time, it's portrayed as someone putting their life on YouTube, like it's literally, like, everything that was uploaded, that was like, it was basically like, you know, Spencer talking to the audience and all that stuff. That was Spencer's dream, you know, to upload videos to YouTube and have an audience. And I think it became clear towards the end of the series that Spencer kind of just gave up. Especially after his girlfriend broke up with him because of his dedication to his YouTube channel. You know, he gave up, you know. and you know, he kind of just lived he lived the reclusive life, you know. And that's kind of what makes Sean, you know, really pissed off, that, you know, he never wants to do anything with him and all that stuff. And then towards the end of the series, they bond together. I love that. I really love that, how, you know, they bond together. That's always been my favorite thing about the series, you know. The whole series, we're constantly, you know, fighting. You never see a death until my brother's death. My, you know, the character, my brother's character. Oh, wait, what? I don't have a drink this time. So what happens, I get all burpy. My character's brother, that was the first death that there was. And I think it's ironic how he doesn't, like, he was not actually dead. Because it was a prank by Sean, and then Sean ends up killing him. I thought that was insane. I love that idea. Sean actually, like, a lot of people ask, like, what is Sean's involvement of the series, and I really want to give props to him. This is kind of just the aftermath of the series, kind of. This is really what I'm going to call it, the aftermath of the project, or the Purity Project. Is Sean, you know, barely even knew me, you know, and he continued to make the series with me. And you know, I have no, there's no words that I can say that can embody what I'm feeling right now, and the way I see Sean, and can say that will explain, you know, how good, you know, how appreciative I am of Sean for doing this series. He didn't even know me, basically. Like, at the start, he didn't even know me, you know, and he joined in and was like, yeah, you know, let's do it. Along the way, he's had to deal with so much shit for me, and, you know, I'm not an easy person to work with. I'm sorry, I am not. I know this. I'm very self-aware in that matter. I am not I wouldn't say I'm a great director, but I say I know what I'm doing whenever it comes to a lot of things, you know, storytelling, the way things are presented and all that stuff. I think I really have a great idea of how to do things with a story. But the thing about it is that, you know, I was a little shit most of the series. The entire series, you know, I had Sean, you know, I had Sean, you know, stressed out, anxiety out the ass, you know. And he stuck with me the entire fucking way, like 80 videos. I think it's 79 on the dot, if I'm correct. But if you think about it, it's literally been like 8, 9, maybe 10 months. I don't know the exact math, but if you think about it for 1 second, you know, he's had to endure so much crap over the years. He's kind of had to take most of the rap in the series as being the, you know, troubled person, I guess, in the series. But also, so have I. You know, like, some people, you know, they've come up to me and, you know, they've asked me, you know, is the series real? You know, are you truly a fucking, do you have multiple personalities and shit? Mild bullying, kinda, that we've had to endure as the series went on. Now, some of you have joked with me. I know they're jokes. But it's just, you know, it brings a tear to my eye, you know. Thinking about how Sean helped me throughout all this and has stuck with me and believed in me in creating this whole universe, you know. And no, that's fucking selfish to say. In believing in us in creating this universe, you know. I am so proud of Sean for doing this. Like, literally, like, to be honest with you, he really is like my brother. He really is. Like, I've had a lot of friends that I've said that were my brothers, or, you know, brothers in arms or whatever. But Sean really takes the cake for the best of them. Like, even the best ones who I've known, you know, for years, Sean takes the cake for being the best, you know, pretty much just any kind of friend a person could ask, ask for. You know, he's really, you know, sometimes, you know, he pisses you off, but at the same time, a person like Sean, you need those type of people, you know, and he doesn't let up, you know. Whenever I would say something, he would be like, fuck that. Don't do that. That sounds stupid as shit, you know. And that's what really, I think you guys need to, I should have credited him as kind of the co-creator, because I've not been the brains here, kind of. I've kind of been the one to encapture the universe and kind of keep the storyline flowing smoothly. But at the same time, you guys don't know what it's like unless you've, you know, created a series or been a YouTuber, what it's like to show, like, you know, put a story out there and kind of just like, what I mean by kind of, I mean, you don't know what it's like to follow this strict story, and that if that story doesn't align at any point, it's like a failure to you, because it's like, it doesn't make sense, you know. And that's what I like about the Purity Project and having Sean, you know, along for the ride, is that, you know, he kept it flowing damn smooth. Like, we're talking butter smooth. You know, just the entire series, you know, it made sense. Like, I can't say it was predictable, because most of it wasn't predictable, because there was minimal social media contact, kind of, to the audience throughout the series. It's just so, because I reveal a lot of things, you know, I would send people stuff and, you know, show them advanced copies and all that stuff of the series, and most of them, mostly because I wanted to see the reception. What kind of rating I would get for the episode. Kind of what, like, hopefully would be kind of like the reviews, kind of. That's kind of what I've done all my series before. Except this time, I kind of kept it, you know, on the down low. And Sean really helped me with that, you know, being like, no, don't do this, don't do that. You know, Sean's really done fucking shit ton. And, you know, I gotta give him props. You know, I couldn't have put his name in more. Like, I needed him. I want him to be recognized more. And this was his first time, you know, doing anything like this. And, you know, the Omega just released, you know, about an hour ago, maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes ago. And Sean's already ready to do a part 2. He's already like, yeah, dude, we gotta do a part 2. There's no way in hell I'm not backing away, since we're getting, you know, some people to watch us. You know, we need to do a part 2. It's in our fucking blood, you know. And that was a lot of exaggeration. He was kind of like, yeah, dude, we definitely need to make a part 2. That's pretty much all he said. But that's what I hear whenever, you know, I'm excited about stuff. And anything that comes in my ear, you know, I'm like, alright, he's excited as shit. I already know he is. I think these last few episodes have been really damn good. Like, literally, the storytelling, the acting. I will say my acting was kind of iffy whenever I was confronting Sean about, you know, all his wrongdoing, kind of. What I mean by that is the part where Sean misses in the Omega, and I basically like, you little motherfucker, you missed. You know, you could have ended all this. I want to die. That part, my dad was watching me, so I couldn't just be like, you motherfucker! You know what I mean? Like, God damn you! You know? Like, you fucking missed it! Alright, I'm getting a little bit carried away. You motherfucker! You know? Yeah, I wanted to do a motherfucker. Just like one solid MF. One smooth sailing MF. Or, you son of a bitch. You know? But that would have sounded like anime, but, you know, I wanted to do it. But my dad was sitting there watching us, so I was like, and we didn't have a lot of people to film. That's the one thing I really hated about the series, is that we had to fucking beg, scratch, crawl for fucking extras, you know? Just small people to fucking help out. You know, we didn't ever have anyone, and that's really what's impressive as shit. We built a story that was interesting enough for people to come out and be like, I want to see more. You know, with 2 people. 2. 3 if you count my brother. 4 if you count my mom and the little cameos that she has. We had my friend Joseph come down. I didn't really want him in it. At least, well, I did, but at the same time, you know, at that point he was, you know, we had a great storyline that we were gonna like kind of invest our time into in the Purity Project. And the reason why there wasn't any more scenes because he never came the fuck back over, so we couldn't do any more stuff with that. And by the way, Joseph, if you ever get to watch this, you motherfucker, you piece of shit, you know, you could have helped us out there. I'm kidding, by the way, but you could have helped us out there. Joseph did offer to come back again. But, you know, I felt like letting in Joseph wasn't going to help. We needed someone else. He didn't fit what I wanted. So we decided to go a different route. And for a while there, I felt like turning Joseph down, you know, and not, you know, giving Joseph the option to go down that storyline. I feel like if we would have done it in an alternate universe, it would have been a bomb, like a blast, like everyone would have never seen it coming. And I'll explain that later. I don't know if I'll ever explain it. I'll have to talk with Sean about it. Because Sean, like I said, Sean was here the entire way, being like, Spencer, you need to do this, you need to do that. What about this? What about this one part that we forgot to explain? And that's what he'd do. Sean, literally, he is the producer. He literally oversees everything, you know. He kind of just kept it going. And I believe he truly loves the series, and I think he loves that character, you know. And seeing the interaction between our characters is, you know, mind-blowing in both of our eyes, you know. Shocking, really, for me. In those final moments where me and him are fighting, like, you know, Spencer kind of manipulates Sean in, you know, name-calling and, you know, kind of just manipulating Sean in doing the deed, you know. And there's a little truth to that. Me, myself, I can't commit suicide. I can't do it. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know, there's just something terrifying to me about it. And when I said that, you know, I felt it, you know, like, Spencer, you fucking weakling, you know? It's just, suicide has always been that one thing to me that's kind of, you know, gave me chills. You know, the word suicide gives me fucking chills. I think everyone should get chills when they hear the word suicide, you know? Because it's like, what led the person there? And that's really the overall story of the Purity Project. You know, what led Spencer to those final hours, you know? Like, what made him make his best friend kill him, you know? Even though, in the end, it was literally just like, I'm pranking Sean, you know? Like, my character, he's like, yeah, I'm pranking Sean, and I told him not to say anything, you know, to Sean about where they're at. And basically Spencer's like, bada bing, bada boom. You know, he manipulated pretty much everyone, and that's what really you could see in his character, is that, you know, even with all the personalities, he's very manipulative. And that's a good thing, you know. That's character development that we can, you know, say that, you know, that's one thing you can't say we didn't do, character development. There's only one thing about Sean that I really wanted to have character development with more, is his family. I wanted to give a little bit more character development to him and his family. But, you know, I wouldn't have asked them to do it. But at some point with the hostage scene, we were legit going to do a hostage scene, like, get his mom and dad on their hands and knees, you know, aiming a gun at him, be like, you motherfucker, you've got to do this and that, kill your best friend. You know, we legit were going to go that route and ask his parents to do it, but at the same time, we were like, I don't know if we can do that. That sounds a little bit iffy. You know, every time I talk about any of my YouTube work, I kind of get like a small embarrassment slash cringe. Ever since my my grandma was like, yeah, you shouldn't, do YouTube as much. It's kind of affected me that way. It rubbed me that way, kind of, and that's been ever since. And I've always had embarrassment, but not like a small cringe. Like, whenever someone watches my channel, I'm like, please don't. Please don't. Every time in class, they're like, oh yeah, Spencer, you got a YouTube channel? I found it right here. Let me play a video out loud while you cuss and scream pussy all over the internet. That always gets me. It gets me kind of, embarrassed, kind of, in public, and that's kind of why I included this, is that anyone who sees my YouTube channel, please don't do that. If you ever see me in public and be like, yeah, Spencer has a YouTube channel, let's watch it. Don't do that, please. It embarrasses me, kind of. Not of the product or anything. Like, I just, it's just really, I wouldn't say agitating. It gets me nervous because, every time, that happens, I'm like, I gotta defend myself about everything. Because, most of the series, people didn't understand that it was a character, So I would be crying on video, they'd be like, you stupid, you miserable fuck, Anyways. I guess the way to cure that is to not cuss in my videos, but, I mean, have you seen these sunglasses? You think I'm doing that anytime soon? Hell no. Fuck that shit. But anyways, what else can I explain? One thing about the time, people don't understand this. The suicide video, the my suicide note, was actually in the past. It wasn't in the present. Most people, I think I already addressed that, but I'll just address it again. It was actually in the past. Like, it was before my real life person character died. And Sean wrote the series as if he lived on, like, past the first nosebleed, but in reality he bled out from the nosebleed. I think it was The Last Good Day, Part 1. That is actually where I intended to play that video, because that was the first nosebleed. But hopefully everyone gets that, now that I've said it. That was actually, we were gonna refilm that with a new haircut and everything. As you guys can see, I still have my long hair. I do plan on getting it cut, but at the same time, I want to get my hair cut for that scene to refilm that, where I actually bled out. And the whole storyline was that I was supposed to also have that vision. Like, me and Sean shared that vision, and I bled out on the 9th. And Sean wrote the series, The Purity Project, out as a book series, because I told him to say that, like, in the final moments of my character, and I was gonna die, I was gonna bleed out originally. Like, my real life person character, like, not the character, but the real life person died on the 9th. I don't know if I explained that well. So yeah. There's also a thing about time, and why my character, and what it means with the series about, like, the time, every time I put the date. The thing about it is that, the date of, whatever video, whenever it was posted and all that stuff, I don't think and most people would catch this on if, they were like a psychologist or anything like that. But my character didn't have a sense of a reality. Like, he didn't have a reality of time, kinda. I don't know if that's the right word choice. But he didn't understand time. Like, he didn't know. Like, he thought it was more, but it was less. Like, I can't really explain it that well. It's hard whenever you can't explain it, but you know what you're talking about. Like, you know what you want to say. Oh, alright, let me think about it for half a second. Alright, so multiple dates are put into the series, and all that. And basically, my character thought that it was like 7-8 months, you know, the whole, like, how the series was all put together, that it was all 7 or 8 months, you know. In real life, it was 7 or 8 months. But in the series, it was only within a few days, like a few weeks, kinda, that the series took place. Like, my character going from meeting Sean and all that stuff and talking about the Wii business and his girlfriend breaking up with him, that was like a week. Like, Sean was overall, like, I can't really put it all, you know, I don't want to go out into detail with it, but basically, like, it was actually within a few weeks. Like, the series took place in a few weeks, not like, you know, half a damn year. So, pretty much he thought that the series, like, pretty much everything was happening to him, like his illness and all that stuff, he thought that was all within a few weeks. In the Christmas videos, the reason why it's like that is because, one thing, if you think about it, you know, I can't really explain it that well, but I wanted to put that in there, that it was him imagining things and transforming, like, creating other characters, like, other personalities, and not, and, like, that was it, basically just him losing his mind, kinda, and transforming into other personalities. There was also one extra personality besides the Pillow Man that was created in Darkside Spencer. Basically, I was at the end of Omega, where me and Sean are fighting. Like, this is before, you know, that beam of light, and Sean wakes up, and this is after he saw the vision and all that stuff. And also, I want to make sure that you guys understand, Sean had the vision of the whole series at first. And then he's, you know, you can't remember everything, so he basically wrote it down as it came in as other visions, you know. I'm just trying to get the lore, or whatever, like the whole story straight before I release this video, just so everyone can watch this video and be like, oh, this is that, this is this, you know, this is how this went down, this is how it plays into this, and how it lines up to others. But yeah, he saw it in visions. Like, he saw the whole series in visions, but he saw it, like, he had a dream about it, pretty much. And he saw all of this. Now, the question that me and Sean had come down to was, were we ever going to show the first meeting between Spencer and Sean? Because you kind of start off in the series, you kind of just me and Sean start off as friends, you know? But in reality, you know, it was kind of like, this was our first time, you know, playing games. I think it was his first time coming over. I can't really remember that well, but we never see in the series the first time, you know, that Sean and Spencer were, you know, were conversing or whatever, or meeting up. And that's one thing that we were going to do, was that, you know, bada bing, bada boom. You know, I don't want to go into it, but yeah, like Sean, or I was actually supposed to wake up from, like, originally was supposed to wake up from the dream, or from the vision, and I was supposed to hear a knock on my door, and basically Sean, bada bing, bada boom, was supposed to be there, and that was our first time meeting, and, like, it was supposed to display, you know, 4/8/17, but we never did that. Also, my age in the series. I am, in the series, my character is 1 year older than me. Right now I'm 16, so he was 17, actually, in the series. Sean, he was actually 16, if I'm correct. He may have been 15, 14, I can't really remember. I think we never changed his age, so he was actually 15 or 16. I can't remember how old Sean is, but yeah, I was actually 1 year older. Also, my hair. The reason why my hair growed out over the series is to show the disease and how it affects my body. Basically, my hair grew out this much during like 2-3 weeks. Pretty, like I said, how the series was, is that it wasn't like 7 or 8 months like in real life. It was actually a few weeks. Like, that's kind of what I mean. that the series was actually a few weeks, and my character thought it was 7 or 8 months. But in reality, it was just a few weeks. Like, the weed business and all that stuff, the conspiring of the idea, you know, talking about how they're going to start it, but it never really, you know, kick-started. That all happened, you know, in that happening and the Omega, basically Sean waking up and all that stuff, or, you know, both of us, you know, falling into a pool and knocking each other out as equals. That happened within like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. That didn't happen in like 7 or 8 months. But there's some things that we couldn't explain. The Christmas thing, you know, I kind of explained it, but at the same time, you know, this was like a long, ongoing project, and we set the date to be in the future, so we couldn't really control it that well. Considering the team that we had, you know, just 2 people. And we kind of always never knew what the series was about, you know, what kind of story we were telling. We kind of just wanted to have the overarching idea that death is inevitable. And that, kind of what it's like to have an illness, kind of. And I think that we accomplished that early on. You know, like, the multiple nosebleeds, like, it'd be like, you know, blood everywhere, you know, in like 4 days, you know, a whole new video of another nosebleed. You know, that's all interesting and all, but the reason why the illness kind of just died down is because we wanted to focus more on the story arcs and give character development, because we already developed my character, you know, he's dying, you know. And one thing I really love about this series is that it's literally like you never figure out what disease Spencer had, and I'm never gonna release another word about it. You know, I'm never gonna say what it was. We have done a lot of research over what's, like, at least I have. Sean, I don't think he has, but it's because I'm the only one that knows, and I kind of wanted that just in case me and Sean, you know, were like, you know, fuck you to each other, like we didn't want to be friends anymore. I've always kept the idea and what, like, disease it actually was. I've always kept it close, you know, and not out there. So, is it ever going to be revealed? Probably not. Hell, we don't know. I'm pretty sure we're not going to have a part 2. I don't want a part 2 because I feel like part 1 was amazing. And I don't think I can top that because, well, anything after this, everything after the Purity Project, it will probably link in with the Purity Project, like there'll be a cameo or something like that. But at the same time, I don't know. I want to kind of take a break after this series. You know, after, you know, the reviews that came in for it, and, you know, after this video's done with, I'm kind of probably going to take a break, and Sean is too. We have talked about doing gameplays and all that stuff, and I'm pretty sure Sean wants to do his own series, like his own series. I don't, like, we talked about having, you know, a few more episodes instead of having, you know, 3 episodes left. At that time, it was 3 episodes left. We talked about, you know, the possibility of adding more episodes to it, but without telling the audience. But I thought about it, and I was like, you know, well, at least I have. I've told him this, but I don't know if we're ever going to talk about it again. But he seriously wants to do his own series, and he wants to direct it, and not me directing. And I said, okay, you know, I'll do it. Whatever you want, just don't make it gay. Like, don't make it, you know, don't make it where, you know, I'm having butt sex all day, you know. Because I ain't gay in real life, and I ain't being gay on a series, you know. That's the one thing you'll never see me do, is, you know, portray myself as a homosexual. Like, I just know I can't do it, you know? I can't pull off the you know, every man has, you know, that way of saying things, kind of, whenever he is a homosexual. Like, his sexuality is not, you know, involving women, just with men and all that stuff. Just make sure everyone gets that clear. You know, I know I can't pull it off. I can't pull off the character. Because there's just a certain way that a gay person is portrayed, and I know I can't portray it. So I'm always going to be a straight person in the series. That's why I've never really attempted at it, you know. You know, adding in that twist. Also, the Omega has a lot of twists. I don't know if you guys realize that. That Sean was actually, and this is what I meant to talk about earlier. The reason with the board, the whiteboard, that I don't think anyone realized is that that's actually his house. Like, in real life, this is my house, but in the series, when he woke up, he was actually in his house, not my house. In the whole series, he wrote it down as my house, like, as my house, and not as his. So that's where he, you know, brings his inspiration in and kind of, you know, remixes things. And I love that everything's remixed, you know. You know, even in the ending, you know, it's remixed in a way that, you know, that's a big twist. And that's kind of what I wanted to zoom in on, was the property of Deadpool talent. A New Beginning, by the way, that was just written as a kind of just a plot twist, you know, just like a last second twist that you know, kind of just gets everyone psyched, you know, hoping that there's a part 2 or whatever. I just don't see a way we can master it, you know, just master the whole universe further, you know. I don't know if we could do it. We've mastered it enough. We've studied long enough on our videos and trying to get it, you know, right. Trying to get the whole universe kind of aligned. And, you know, I think we've done it enough. I don't know if we can make a part 2 and be like, you know, it's a new beginning. Like, the only way I can see it happening, never mind, I'm not going to tell you. I'm too great for like that. That's what it takes, you know. You gotta pull yourself away. Sometimes I actually reveal stuff, but whenever I'm talking just by myself, I'm literally like, bada bing, bada boom, you know. Also, if you're one of those people that I bombarded with a ton of messages, you know, about, not really a ton of messages, but just messages about my series, I apologize. It's just the way I market videos. So for the next few days, you'll see, you know, me marketing for the Omega, so people see it, you know, and appreciate it, because we worked really hard, you know. We worked really hard for the series, and it was probably one of the first series that I actually gained some attention for, and people were actually, like, excited for the next piece, you know, and next part, or the next episode, next video. So, yeah, it's been the only one that I'm really, really proud of, and can say that there's no more story to tell. If there is more story to tell, then there might be a part 2. I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever make a part 2, though. I really doubt it. I feel like me and Sean, we can create something better, but if I think about it, like, literally, with the Purity Project, every time I think about it, I think about all the twists and turns that we had planted, and the story arcs that we explored, and keeping all the story arcs and building up to a certain point in each story arc, and, you know, the dialogue and what the dialogue means between each character, and what the meaning is for it. Like, we never see Spencer say "I love you" to Sean, which is one thing that I really loved, is that, you know, sometimes you don't always get the what would we call that? Sometimes the glass is never filled. It's always empty. So, what I mean by that is, you never have this redemption, kind of, Spencer. He's always hid away. And you see that in the first time Sean comes over, on video at least, where Spencer kind of just shuts down and doesn't, because I think, if I'm correct, Sean says "I love you" to Spencer the first time, and the first time he came over, maybe in the second time, and he doesn't say anything, you know, he kind of just walks on, and I think the reason why that is because he has a messed up, like, and this is kind of like me, I have a messed up way of showing I love you, you know, and I think that's why I'm such a hard person to love. But if you ever meet me in real life, you'll know this. I am a tough person to work with. I want everything perfect. I am OCD as hell. I want it a certain way. And filming the pool scene, what we mean by the pool scene is the pool scene where Sean pulls the trigger, misses, and he basically tackles me into the pool after a small little fight, fist fighting. And I've always loved that idea, the pool scene. You know, me and Sean, we kind of fell in love with it, you know, because it's just, I don't know, it's just, I love it. Ooh, God, it's like butter smooth, you know. Because everything, if you think about it, this series connects with all the other series in my vlogs and stuff, my real life vlogs, you know, especially with Goodbye, I think it is, where I moved away from Jellicoe and all this stuff. It kind of created an idea, like kind of like a jump start, kind of, no, wouldn't even say a jump start, kind of like a premise release, kind of, where we show kind of like the development of the, like, how my character can, how like personalities can be displayed. And basically you just see me out at the pool at the end where the credits are being rolled, and you see me playing in the pool. I was going to add in a little voiceover where I'm out at the pool and I'm like cleaning it, and I'm like, and I pull a Jay Gatsby, no, what is it, Nick Carraway, I think it is. Nick Carraway, I think it is, from The Great Gatsby, where he's like, my once golden shimmering mirage now made me sick. You know, my escape, my paradise, is kind of just like a nightmare, you know. That's what I've always wanted ever since I moved here, that I wanted a series that really displayed that, and I think the Purity Project displays that, you know, that, you know, it's a place, you know, it's a new place, but at the same time, things never, you know, sometimes people can never recover. And that's kind of what I've wanted, is that people thought that it was real, and that me in real life actually was sick and was dying. And that's what I really loved, you know, that, you know, it was like me in real life. If you met me in real life, that person was, you know, sick, you know. People thought it was real for a little while. A lot of my friends still think it's real, you know, some of the parts at least. And to an extent, that's true. It's about an hour now. I'm ready to go to sleep. You guys can literally see my eyes through these sunglasses. I don't know why I have them on. I kind of just like being able to hide away. It doesn't bother me as much, you know. But yeah. I hope you guys enjoy the content. Like, subscribe, comment for the whole series. You guys really need to go thank Sean in the comments of the Omega and on this video. Thank him, because he made the series happen. Without him, the series would have been way boring. It would have been, you know, kind of just me doing the same thing over and over. I would have eventually found another way to do things, you know, develop things. Like one point, I was actually gonna do like a live stream where I actually like had a nosebleed during the live stream and all that stuff, and I bled from areas and all that stuff. But I never did that because Sean, he really helped out. He provided a lot of ideas. So I'm really glad, he helped me with this. I'm glad that I finally made a project that I'm proud of, and I can show and put on DVD and, have it, and not just store it up on YouTube. Because I feel like one of these days, they're just going to shut YouTube down and, I won't have it. So yeah, I might actually get this series burned on a DVD, including this, just so people understand, after they watch the series, what happened between, yeah. But I think it was the part where I find out that Sean was breaking into my house, and then the fight itself, and me shooting him and all that stuff. That part, those two videos are deleted, and I don't have them anymore. So yeah, that's what I mean by that. Those two videos are no longer there because we were going in a direction that we didn't want to go. So basically, he deleted those two videos in order to not be pursued by the police for potentially killing his best friend. So basically, the explanation is that he let him go. And that's why one video, I think it is this, the thing is that basically that video where he shoots him, why it's so out of nowhere is because, if I'm correct, you never see why. Actually, hold on here. I think you do see the first few scenes. Believer. I think you actually do see that, like, where I find out. Oh, I like seeing that. No, you don't. You make me a believer. Oh. Yeah, Sean's final prank before his truth came out. Yeah, I'm going to have to reposition this. Let's reposition this right now, actually. It's between the thing is and all that, and a man's escape. Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna play this video just to see. I think it literally starts out at the ending. Oh, never mind. Never mind, we actually explained it. Never mind, we actually had a whole different way of showing that. Alright, so pretty much the parts where Sean and I fight are gone, like out of the universe. But we explained it by having Spencer do the little head thing where he's like contemplating suicide and all that stuff. He's about to shoot himself and all that. So we explained it. That's good. At the same time, we didn't. Believe it. Let me watch this one more time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Where'd it go? I just had it. I literally just had it. You son of a bitch. Literally just had it. Alright. Thing is... Alright. Move that. Move that. Things first. So yeah, we explained that. But we had a whole new direction that we were going to go where, like, I shot him and all that stuff. But, no, we decided not to do that. Alright. hopefully you guys enjoy the content. I'm going to go upload this real quick and go to sleep. I love you guys to death. I'll see you guys next time.